Hello, everybody. Hopefully, I have my mic on right today. I do. I forgot to check before I got started. I do have it on right. I hope everybody is having a great Wednesday. I had to look at the calendar to see what day it is. I know the date only because my birthday is tomorrow. That's the only reason I know the date today. Um, yeah, it's been a pretty hectic, crazy month or so. Um, I've missed you guys. I know Raul has missed you guys too. I appreciate y'all being here. Um, yeah, the past month, little over a month, has been a lot. Actually, not even a month. It feels like a month. It's been a few weeks. The anniversary of Austin's murder, the 5 year anniversary, was on May 28th. And then shortly after that, I went to CrimeCon, but before I get into all that, um, because that's a whole story to get into CrimeCon. Um, I was very exhausted after CrimeCon, and I really wasn't in a good space mentally. And there's there's a lot out there that I'm not okay with, and I needed to make sure that I wasn't a part of the things that upset me, and I didn't want to be the cause of upsetting anybody else. So, for my own mental health and to re examine myself, I needed to take some time off and take a look at me. I'm pretty sure that I'm careful. I'm pretty sure that I'm respectful and nice and all that stuff, but pretty sure wasn't good enough for me. So, I just really, and like I said, I was absolutely exhausted. I didn't start to feel like myself again until a few days ago. So that's like a couple weeks at least of that exhaustion from CrimeCon. Well, not just CrimeCon, there's a bunch of other stuff going on. But with some other stuff that I've seen, now I am back with a vengeance. Uh, there's been a lot that's been going on. But before I dive into my CrimeCon story, I want to check in with Raul. Raul, how are you? I've missed seeing your face and talking. I mean, I saw your face yesterday, but like this.
Nothing happening really.
Nothing happening.
Yeah,
Well,
it's been one hell of a few weeks all around. I was always and truly concerned for you. I respected you for having the self awareness to pull away and to re examine. I knew the end result would be what it is that you are ethical, you are careful and caring, and I knew you would come back and come around and also validate yourself in this space because you make an indelible contribution to all of us, to the people that follow you, to the people like me that call you friend, and to everybody. So I'm glad you are in a better space, and I am really encouraged that you're back with a vengeance because there's a lot to be done, my friend. There's a lot of like big things, lot of shit to overcome, and people to topple down, not in a bad malevolent way, but in a way to just impart on them some humility and some understanding. And we can only hope for that. We can't um, dedicate our entire life to that because they just have to have the same self-awareness that you've shown, and can't force them to do that. We can only do what we can do. So I'm glad you're back with a vengeance. I want to go to sleep for about, I don't know, 15 years maybe.
yeah, it's been a really exhausting few weeks, and like you and I have been talking about the stuff that's been going on in text and checking in with one another, and some of the stuff that's been happening literally made me sick to my stomach. It's my stomach has been bothering me for almost a week now. Like heartburn, like just feel like that lava in my belly kind, and it's like I ate a bunch of Tums yesterday, and I got some Annas, I got some other stuff, so I started taking that. Today's the first day that I don't feel like I have something trying to get out of my stomach, so that's good. I ate some bagels, so that was also good. But so I'm gonna jump back and touch base on CrimeCon, and then we can discuss some of the other things that have been happening that have been bothering me and us. And so if you have gotten to know me, if you follow me on my channel, if you have gotten to know me through here, I would hope that I come across as somebody that cares, and I care about the things that I do. I care about how the things that I do and say impact people. And sometimes, though, I may do or say something because I'm so upset, not thinking of the consequence. And something like that happened at CrimeCon. I'm not going to name names. I'm not. I don't want to have any issues with creators. I don't want any of that. But there, I had a decent time at CrimeCon. I got to connect with some other advocates and other survivors and families, and that's the whole reason why I wanted to go. But this year it felt different, and I couldn't put my finger on what exactly felt different. And then I found out on the last day that there was this creator that was there, and not only there, they had a booth. And this person is kind of known for what I consider unethical behavior, harassing families. Um, if you want to cover somebody's case or a story, I can't stop you from doing that. I much prefer having consent if that is possible. So I don't fault creators for discussing cases or things like that. I just ask that it's done respectfully and that you don't literally harass a family, that you don't accuse family members of things and that kind of stuff. And this particular person has caused this family a great amount of pain over the years. And that's not the only person. There's been other issues with this creator and other people. So when I realized that that person was there, I got very upset. And I sent out a tweet and then I deleted it immediately, but it was already seen, so that I had to address what I said to some people there. But I was honest and I told them why I was upset. And it wasn't received as well as I thought. So as of right now, I don't think CrimeCon is the right space for me. I am not. I don't want to speak ill of the organization. They do a lot of good things, but it was very upsetting for me to see that somebody like that was given a space there. And maybe I'm just seeing things differently now. But I feel like things have gotten worse on social media since CrimeCon. I'm just paying more attention to more people. I don't know, but that bothers me. And of course, I'm already exhausted from the anniversary of Austin's murder is always hard, and then immediately we go to CrimeCon, and then CrimeCon happens, and all this stuff happens, and I also hurt myself. I fell on these like really big concrete stairs, and I have this huge bruise like right here. It's almost gone now. Um, but my knee also like hurts still, so I literally hurt myself too. And then like travel and stuff was fine. I got back, and thankfully a couple days after that, Shay from True Compass came to visit me from Dallas, and it was really nice having her here. It Because I was really concerned, because every summer since Austin's murder, I have found myself slipping into a deep depression. And I was very concerned that I was going to do that again this year. Previously, it got so bad that my current roommate, my friend, he had to help me with my dog. And like I couldn't even walk her. Like I couldn't do anything. It was that bad. And it took a few months. Like I wasn't answering people's text messages. Like I just couldn't engage in the world. And I was so afraid of that happening again. So Shay coming really helped. But the things that I've seen on social media, I don't, I feel like I don't want to say that I'm needed because I feel like that sounds like I'm full of myself. But clearly, with the stuff that's going on in the true crime space, I'm needed in this space as an ethical person, as an advocate, as somebody who cares about what is said about victims and victims' families and all those kinds of things. Because there have been some really horrible things on social media that has been going on. And then we get on to, yeah, Mary, you can message me later if you want to know. Like some of you I'll tell privately. I just don't want to have issues with this creator. They're way bigger than me, and I'm not trying to get into issues with that. But like I want to be a good person. I want to when I go to sleep at night, I want to not regret what I've done. I want to be proud of what I've put out into the world, and uh, I think that that's needed in this space right now. The was it 6 days ago was the press conference. So for those of you that are not aware, I'll do a quick little recap. Uh, Raul and Carrie were on the Shaming of Jay last night discussing this press conference. The press conference was with John Ray, who claims to represent Shannon Gilbert's family. And he had a press conference saying he had new information on the case, but the information that he shared was about Victoria, and he shared it about her social medias. So that really bothered me. When I saw that press conference, I was texting Raul and I almost threw up. I was physically sick to my stomach over this press conference because of all the families that are involved in this. They're having to know that this is happening and they have no control over it. And then, regardless of what anybody's else's opinion is, Victoria, even though she is Rex's daughter, she is a victim. We have absolutely no idea how that household was ran. We have no clue if or what kind of abuse was in that house. But I'm looking at Rex, I would assume that's not the type of man that you normally say no to or argue with. And I don't like making assumptions, but I mean, he's pretty large, you know. I would be afraid to challenge somebody like that. But they brought up her Tumblr that she hadn't posted on since March of 2020. I went to her Tumblr, I looked at it, and it there was nothing of great concern that I saw. We also have no idea when the last time she logged on to Tumblr was and all that. And then the photos that were shared were from other accounts that she follows, though we have no idea when she was logged into Tumblr. We have no way of knowing if she even saw those images. And the fact that she was being persecuted for stuff that she followed and may not have even logged into that account in years. And let's not forget, she's a teenager when she was 13. She was barely a teenager when the last person went missing. And she was born in what, 96, 97. Like, she wasn't old enough to be involved in this, and I'm so bothered by the fact that she is being dragged into this. I'm very worried about her mental health. I don't know if I would survive something like that. You know, there's nothing wrong with any of the stuff that I it might not be our thing, but there's nothing wrong with what she's doing on the internet. Like Casey said, emo phases are real. Maybe she was a goth kid. I have no idea. Who knows? Maybe she was just some edgy kid, or maybe it's she was exposed to stuff when she was younger. I have no idea. I'm not going to speculate. Again, we have no idea what happened in that household. But to see that, and then to see the people running with it, and then the speculation that came along with it, I was like, oh no, 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 I got to come back. Like, no, 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 no. I have to come back clearly there needs to be more people in this space that are saying these things, that Victoria is a victim, that she doesn't deserve this. And I was really, really between all of that. And there's other stuff that I'm seeing on social media where people are just so vicious to one another over, like, the Karen Reed trial. I won't even discuss the Karen Reed trial at all because of how polarized it's become. And we're forgetting the victim. We're forgetting that he had children that he took in. And those kids, they lost one parent and then they lost the next one. I'm worried about the kids, and people are arguing over whatever, but people keep sharing his autopsy, his arm. People keep sharing that. I don't want to see that on my Twitter. Like, I don't want to see his. Do you think his family wants to see the autopsy photo so you guys can argue if it's dog bites or not? No. Take a second, think. I can't ask people to stop doing those things, but, like, just please take a second and think. And if this was your loved one, if this was your situation, would you want people acting that way? And that's the way that I look at it, because I have been impacted by homicide. I have lost somebody I love to murder, and I have had to deal with the press, but not on the level of Carrie or Victoria. That's, national attention. I barely made county attention. And most of the attention that we've gotten is because of me. Austin was just a little blip. And I used to be really upset that he didn't get more attention. But now I'm grateful. And now, because of all this stuff, I'm scared to share more details about my life and my story, because I don't know if other people are going to try to twist it or dig more into my life. People are criticizing Asa and Victoria for deleting social media. What the hell do you expect them to do? Everybody's looking at everything. Everybody's looking at everything. When we had our legal stuff going on, I deleted a lot of social media. I made a lot of my stuff private. I had nothing to hide, but I didn't need some defense attorney or somebody combing through my stuff and just looking for something. And John Ray confirmed my fears that that can and does happen. So don't be suspicious if people delete social media or hide it. People are going to try to protect themselves because the world is insane. If you guys are seeing what's happening, it's literally insane. And I feel like I'm stepping into the lion's den, but if people in, what was it, Rome or Greece or something could take on the lions, I can do it too. It's so much, and and it's, yes, like Casey said, there's a line that's crossed regularly every day.
Well, yeah, what John Ray did had several components to it, and each one devastating in their own facet. So, he scheduled that press conference exactly 1 week to the day that Jessica Taylor and Sandra Castilla got their justice with charges, literally exactly to the day. And he took that oxygen away. He also used, and this makes me infuriated, he uses Shannon Gilbert for his storytelling, and it's wrong. He took the attention away from us having a more robust conversation about all things Lisk, because Jessica and ultimately Val, they connect Manorville to Gilgo and dispel the multiple killer theory. And Sandra pushes the timeline back 14 years earlier. And
Hmm.
there's a multitude of people, trust me, I know, there's a multitude of people that are possibles. So these two young women, at the expense of their lives, have opened up an incredible array of questions we should all be asking, and interrogating the realities, and really getting into it. And here's this. I'm sorry, he's a clown. This guy just coming in out of nowhere, making himself relevant as hard as possible, and validating it with someone that, yeah, perhaps I used to respect in Gary Bricado, but I don't any longer. And there's no walking back from it. I've seen his pundits coming out, and they're throwing shade, whether it's at me or anything else, and I don't really care. But to walk it back. You cannot walk it back. You cannot walk it back. You knew about it. You were prepared for it. You doubled down with the 20% of serial killers work in tandem or with family member. Like, you knew all about it. You came with your facts. And his arrogance and his narcissism. And there was so much narcissism in Miller Place the other day that I'm surprised it didn't sink into the bottom of the earth, because it was just horrendous. And it was just an unnecessary, stupid fucking distraction. Like, it's taken me days to get back to doing what I needed to do, what I want to do, because I have to. For me, I felt like it was a tipping point, and it was literally go time. And I went before I started talking to anybody. I went, and that's what has to be done. So, like, John Ray was out on, I think it was News Nation this morning, backtracking a little bit, or casting aspersions elsewhere, and whatever. I really don't care. I find him absolutely irrelevant. He's sort of like the mosquito at the barbecue that just won't go away, and like 20 people are trying to get it. But he bobs and weaves, and he's just a fucking nuisance. So, um, it was hard. And let me really just take a few more moments and say, and this is just me, not anyone closer to Jess or Sandra. This was me, someone who's been committed to all of this for oh so long. Um, I got that superseding bail document while standing in court. I went through my emotions partway through it, and I couldn't read it again. And I've read it since then hundreds of times, but I haven't processed it. I cry when I read it, getting choked up now. I cry when I read it, but it is a surface level crying or surface level sadness. And that's me. Can you imagine the families of Sandra, or Jessica, or Maureen, Melissa, Megan, and Amber? They're
Hmm.
all still processing it. They're re-traumatized every time something new happens. You know that, and
Yeah.
and to be distracted by this guy is just a terrible disservice to the case, to the victims, to their families, and honestly, to justice. Because the people that follow John Ray, whatever he says blindly, to me are the sheep. And I you have to move past them. I don't have the time to educate them. I can provide or participate in a forum where they may be willing to educate, learn, and hear what they should be focusing on, but I'm not anyone to force anybody to do anything. I just think that, and I hate talking about him because I hate giving him that space. Like, even with our show, we're not talking about any victim, any story, any person. We're processing in part what he did.
Hmm.
And I would just like to. I wish I can not talk about him, but sadly I'm going to continue having to do so, because we have to keep pushing public awareness on just how dangerous irresponsible rhetoric is for everyone involved.
Right. Yeah. There's a difference between, having a conversation about what possibles are, but having a whole press conference and then pulling this stuff out that, I mean, the trying to connect the dots the way that he is just absolutely ridiculous. And let's say it was actual evidence. You wouldn't hold a press conference. You would turn that over to the police. So I'm not really sure what his end game is. I don't know if he's trying to goat, you know, Victoria and Asa to sue him or to do something, or I don't know if he wants the attention. I have no clue what
Like I
his.
said yesterday, it's one thing only: relevancy.
It doesn't. Maybe it's because I don't care about if I'm relevant, that I don't understand, because my concern isn't so much about me, it's about getting the work done. You know, it's more about that. If I could do stuff like this and do the work that we need to do without showing my face and without doing stuff like this, I would absolutely do it anonymously. But it doesn't work that way. There has to be a person and a face in order for things to change. In order for things to change in the world, you have to go talk to people. You have to talk to officials. Sometimes you have to talk to police. You have to sometimes go to the Capitol. You know, people have to know who you are. And if I could just sit back and be someone else online, that would be great. But it's, to me, any family that steps out into this world and any family that willingly shares their story, they're making a sacrifice because they are sacrificing their privacy. They're sacrificing people digging into their situation. I know plenty of families that have very well known cases, unsolved cases, and something else that upset me the last couple weeks. I went on my TikTok. I haven't been on my TikTok in a while. I'm not great on going on all the different social medias. Twitter and YouTube and Kick are really my main three. I'm trying, but I constantly share this one case. I know the family, and every single time I share every single time I share it, someone's like, it was the husband. No, he's not the husband. It's not. It's been 5 years. They have the FBI, they have the Texas Rangers, they have the police department, they actually have a detective that cares, and they have not messed up this investigation at all whatsoever. There is no evidence of any misconduct, anything. Stop saying it's the husband. Stop blaming people that have not been suspected, arrested, nothing for stuff like that. That is, if they're not even a suspect, if the police are like, well, we kind of suspect this person, but we don't have any evidence. Okay, maybe talk about him a little bit, but don't blame the husband. If he was able to get away with it for 5 years, and like, he should be a spy. He should be a government spy if he was able to get away with it this long. Because the police looked at everything. There's no cheating. There's no financial stuff. Whatever. Sometimes things, don't have answers that make sense. So I think people look for things that make sense. Uh, and sometimes things just don't make sense because we don't have all the information, and it's not always what we think it is. I I hate that. I hate it so so much. Like, it, yes, it bothers me. I'm gonna rant. Like, today's my day to rant, right? Like, I can't stop. Okay, let me read the chat for a second. Let's see. Yeah, like, talking about Maura Murray, the Maura Murray documentary. They question the family and their secrets in the first episode. You guys educate people. I see it now more than I did ever before, and it's like the Murray family. I feel so much like I'm gonna cry even just thinking about what they go through and what Julia's like. Seriously, like, it bothers me so much. And I talk to Austin's mom a lot. We're very close, thank God. She's a wonderful woman. When all this stuff happened, I called her and we spoke for a while. And I told her the stuff that I was seeing was my worst nightmare, because if anybody did that to them because of me, I would never forgive myself, because they have been, you know, quiet, and they have allowed me to share Austin with the world. And if somebody did to them what happened to the Murray family, I don't know if I would survive that. Like the fact that they're able to push through all this and deal with the stuff that they're dealing with and still do what they're doing is amazing. And no, you didn't upset me. This is one of the reasons why I needed to stream today. I needed to get all this out. This is all the stuff that has been in my head, and the Murray family has been on my mind. There's a lot of stuff going. If you guys are on Twitter, there's a lot of stuff going on right now with the Murray family on social media. So pray for them, give them your support. They need it because it's getting ridiculous. And I saw a comment today that someone said that they get upset when murder victims' families think that they own the case. I mean, they don't own the case. Law enforcement is the ones that do the investigation. But if you think that it's not normal for loved ones to not want every detail of someone's life to come out, I mean, all of us have secrets. Every single one of us has stuff out there that would be embarrassing that we don't want people to know, or something stupid that we've done when we're younger, or, a fetish or a kink or whatever. And it's okay for people to want to protect certain things that don't connect with what's going on out there. It's not always nefarious, and people think that everything is nefarious. People think that it's that if you're doing this, you must be doing something wrong, and that's not true. And yeah, so that's really the a synopsis of one of the reasons why I took a break, because I when I talked to Austin's mom and I told her that was my worst nightmare, and she told me that had always been a fear of theirs, but they didn't want to stop me from what I was doing. And like, they have allowed me to be a spokesperson for the family, but to hear that from his mom, that they have feared that the whole time, but didn't want to stop the work that I was doing, like, I mean, I hate that they've even had to stress about that. And I never really thought that that was a possibility until I've seen the things that I've seen the past few weeks. And then for the first time ever, I was afraid to share my story. And I'm sure I've locked down stuff on my YouTube. I got rid of some stuff. Not that I have done anything wrong. I'm just not comfortable with my entire life and certain details that I have shared being out there on social media forever now because of how some of these people are. And yes, Austin's family are great folks. They're wonderful, and they are the best in-laws anybody could ever ask for. They really are. Like, I talk to his mom all the time. His dad is such a dad. He gets me stuff all the time for like safety. He bought me MREs. He bought me like emergency food. He bought me an alarm thing, like if someone's trying to hurt you, it's really loud and squeals. He got me like this knife that you cut the seatbelt and break the window. Very much a dad. He looks at me, you know, just like any of his other kids, and he wants to protect me just like his other daughters. And I'm very, very grateful for them. But I will protect them at all cost. I will protect them, and I think that's another reason why I get so emotional when I see like what's happening to the Murray family. And there's plenty of other people that have been harassed and those things too. And like people saying the things that they have about Victoria, I think get to me because I know Carrie. And it's like, this is what Carrie's already had to go through. And they have very similar parallels. They were both the same age when their dads got caught. Their dads were the same age. And, I'm very protective of the people that I love. And all of these people out there, even if I don't know them, I love them. If that makes sense. It's like I know their pain, I understand them, so I have love for them, so I want to protect them. And I'm trying really hard to not automatically react on social media because I try really hard to be respectful, be nice, not curse. But some of y'all are really testing my fucking patience. I curse on here, but Twitter, whew, yes. So,
Yeah, I have a potty mouth. It'll come out often. I can't stop it. I don't really choose to want to stop it. It's a gift I got from my mother. I'm proud of it. That and my sarcasm.
yeah, I
But
picked up my potty mouth when I went to military college.
mm,
Say F every other word, but I've calmed that down somewhat. But because on Twitter, I want to be viewed as somebody that isn't going to go off the handle, isn't like I want law enforcement knows who I am, local politicians know who I am, judges and stuff. So I try to keep it neat and professional and stuff. Here's a little bit different, but um,
well, that's why
yeah,
my Twitter rants last week got a world of traction. Jesus, people didn't see that side of me, I guess. And you know, I mean, how could I not? Everything that went on last week demanded, stand up and take action, and it's going to continue that way. But it is there's in a way it's quiet effective advocacy is so important, but at times then it's forceful, loud, and poignant pointed advocacy, shouting it out, and really fighting for what needs to be said, and people need to hear it. So as a Libra, I'm going to seek balance, but you tip one of them one way or the other. Better tip it on the side where I stay quiet and cry instead of where I'm raising my fist and furious. Because once
yeah,
these keyboard fingers get going, then I'm gonna go off.
Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini. I'm on the last day of Gemini. Uh, I feel like I fit. And there's two sides. I can be your best friend and all that stuff, or I can be your worst nightmare. It's which way are we gonna go? And I really hate that things are going the way that they are, but again, it shows me that we're needed in this space. This is because I seriously was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I almost was like, I'm going to delete everything, but I was like, okay, let me just let's take a step back and think. And everybody has been so supportive. And I appreciate each and every one of you that's here. I appreciate everybody that's given support. Some people messaged me to make sure I was okay. I do very much appreciate that. Because after CrimeCon last year, I got connected to Brandy Churchwell and her channel and her viewers, and they have been excellent to me. The 13 jurors, they have always been very kind. And then I ended up connecting with Jay and you and Carrie and all those people, and I felt like I finally found a place where I was accepted and loved, and this was a place that I could be free. But I feel like I got too comfortable. And CrimeCon now, this past one, and all the stuff that's happened since then was a wake up call for me that it's not all sunshine and rainbows like I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you know how my feelings were on CrimeCon, when we first started
I was like, no,
talking.
it's not so. It's not so bad. It's
No,
fine. They try really hard. I was a huge trying to talk you into it too. I'm like, no, it's great, and yeah, it's
it's organizations that require money, and when you need money to continue your platform at that level, then you are at some point beginning to dance with the devil.
yeah. That's I think that it probably started off as something really really good, and I'm not saying that it's really really bad. I just think that there's some choices, some decisions that were made that they can change to make it better and more welcoming. Because I know I'm not the only one that is a crime victim that no longer feels welcome. and I'm hoping that that'll change. I will be going to the true crime and
Podcast.
paranormal podcast festival in Denver in July. Uh, yeah, the creators of that, the whole purpose of it was so it is an ethical, safe space. So I do feel good about going there. Shay and Tara are going. If you guys are familiar, Shay has the True, what is it, True Compass podcast. And then Tara is actually the person that inspired the Dirty John series on Netflix. She will also be there. I think the Shaming of Jay will be there. I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot more intimate than CrimeCon is. You actually have time to like socialize and be with people. Um, at CrimeCon, it was so busy. Like I saw somebody tell me that they saw me having drinks with Brandy. It's like you don't get time to really interact with anybody because it's just they're going back and forth. The weird thing was that I did have a couple people recognize me at CrimeCon this year. So I was like, oh, I'm not that. Okay, hi, yes. It was cool. I thought that was cool, but I felt so yucky after that. I'm definitely gonna hold out until some things change with that.
Yeah, I won't
But
be there this year. I love Laney and I want to be there, but I won't be able to judge my schedule in time. But I'll be there next year. I think next year she says it's going to be on the East Coast, so it'll make it a whole
uh,
lot easier too. So
yeah, and I'm in the middle, so everything's,
yeah,
Texas, I can go either way. Yeah, her, Lainey, I would love to. Oh, Jay and Shannon won't be there. Maybe I got confused with another festival. I thought they were going. I'll double
yeah, I'm
check
not
on that.
sure if they're.
Um, like Lainey, I have full faith that at the True Crime Podcast Festival, there's not going to be anything like this. Uh, I had a totally great experience last time, and I think Lainey does a very good job of making sure that people that are there for as victims or as homicide survivors, she makes sure that everybody's okay, they're taken care of. She makes sure some people, if you're a victim, then maybe there's a discounted ticket price, or CrimeCon doesn't have that. CrimeCon tickets are very, very expensive, and the True Crime Podcast Festival is nowhere near as expensive as that. So tomorrow I'll be streaming at 6:45 a.m. Central, 7:45 Eastern. So I put my link in there if you guys want to join me in the morning. Because otherwise I sleep in. You guys make me wake up early. So, and because I have to start that early because of the damn Karen Reed trial starts early. I cannot wait until that trial is over for a number of reasons, but mostly messing with my morning show. Oh man. It's somebody always cries. It's either me or you or both of us.
That's okay. I mean, I can still get close to being emotional, but I'm still not have processed a lot of what was in that document, and it's still it's harrowing. It really is, and when you spend so much time focusing on you know a person that lost their life, and then out there publicly defending them, their family, correcting the false narratives, and allowing the family to speak their truths, the truths, um, and then when you realize just how profoundly evil someone is it for me, I haven't gotten it hasn't gotten all the way through yet. I can talk about it. I've had private conversations with exploring the details of it all, but to me, it's sort of one room over. I'm not in that room. I'm not physically able to process that information yet, but it's fine because I have a lot of distractions right now, and when it comes, it'll come, and that'll be that. But no, I mean, yeah, it's been a long few weeks, and I'm just Yeah, I sleep the second I close my eyes. I fall asleep. I still toss and turn a lot at night, um, but now it's just instantaneous sleep, and I wake up exhausted, and that's not healthy.
No, I totally get that. That happens to me most of the time. Yesterday I was up until almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I was up at what I was texting you by 7:45 my time, so I was already up by then. Yeah, it's some days I can go to sleep early, others I can't. It's just my mind doesn't stop. There's so much, and I was so exhausted after, like I said, after CrimeCon, like so physically exhausted. I felt bad for Shay because we went to Austin one of the days and then she wanted to go back again. I was like, girl, it's a far drive. I am tired. Like, I love you, but I can't, I literally can't do it. And she was very understanding of that. And it's wild how much this stuff can take out of you. And it's like you don't even realize until it's like, oh, I'm so tired. Why am I so tired? It's so draining. But I mean, I know that you are definitely needed in this space with the advocacy work that you've done and the families that you're working with, the map and all that stuff. The stuff that you have done is incredible, and we definitely can't lose you. And I'm doing my best to not, I can't let evil win, right? Like that's one of the things that I'm trying to remember. I can't let the man that murdered Austin take my life too. And I'm trying so hard to do that, but it is so exhausting. And I've only watched the press conference. I've only seen tidbits of the documents that you're talking about, and it's absolutely horrifying. So if the fact that you've read it and you work with these families, I can imagine how exhausting that would be for you.
Yeah, I mean, even taking the families out of it all, as somebody, and I said this to someone important to me the other day, um, what Jessica Taylor meant to me. I didn't know her, um, but as someone researching all of that and gathering all this information and the facts, you really become committed to them. And as you learn, their lives are fundamentally different than what's been out there. And the realities are so much different than the fake stories that are out there. You really feel this deep connection to that person. And I felt like someone did that to a family member to me. And I take it personally. And I am not arrogant enough to say that I understand what that feels like. I say this with family members that I speak to all the time. What I feel is a universe different than what they feel. I know that. I feel things very, very profoundly, but it's not enough. It's not the same thing. But the what I feel is heavy for me. And that's, I have to also balance that out and nurture that in myself so that I don't close the laptop and never open it again. There are things that I have to continue to do, that I want to continue to do. The progress that we've made on Dawn Michelle Holt's case in the last 3 months alone is more than what's been done in 28 years. And like the progress on that continues, and right now we're leaps and bounds ahead of where I even thought we would be. So things are a blessing, and you have to keep doing it. And when you think you just can't do it all, there's always a little extra, and you don't know what you can't do until you're already doing it.
Right.
Then you're applying that to the next thing. But when that comes, you're ready to go also. So, you know, in a way, I even having a title as an advocate just kind of embarrassing for me. But to be an advocate for anybody is a blessing, and it's an honor to do so. And even to listen, and me getting to learn about you and Austin you're with me now, like that. That's a part of me, and I keep that frame in my mind as well in everything that I do. And I don't know, visually it's just this big, I don't want to say Twitter circle, but it's a big universe with all of these beautiful people in there, and we just have to continue to fight all the bad ones.
No, I fully agree with that. And yeah, everybody needs to take a mental health break when they need to so they don't burn out. It's very, I mean, mental health is important. Paying attention to your mental health and burnout is also important. And just like I took the break when I needed to, if that's something that you ever need to do, then everybody will understand because everybody needs to take a step back from time to time. Um,
Well, yeah, I mean,
and
normally I can put about 75 to 100 people on the map every day. But in the last couple of months, I'm lucky if I can get to 20. And usually it's at 6 in the morning, or, an hour, wherever I can squeeze it in. I'm still in Arizona. I've only put about 300 people from Arizona on the map, and there's only another 2,000 more to go. And then there's Texas and California. So I think I'll finish the map of unidentified maybe next anniversary. I don't know. There's just too much to go on to do at once, and this sounds weird. Maybe I do belong at the paranormal part of this festival, but like I feel like the people on the map or the people waiting to go on the map, like they understand, because again, once I put somebody chronologically, 9 times out of 10 they land exactly where they belong, and that to me is it's a hug, if you will. Like it's just another worldly hug, um, and I smile whenever it happens because they're my grounding now. They are my grounding. How,
and
what,
you say only like, oh, I only do 20 a day now. Like that's nothing, you're so humble with that. There's so many people on that map. You've done so much work and you give each and every person a name and a space. And a lot of people don't do that. And that's why I love you. And that's why we do this. And oh my God, I'm going to cry again.
no
Um,
problem. I'm
so,
not crying. Nobody should be crying. If I'm not crying, this is
so I do want to share real quick. I am going to talk about this person eventually in a future episode. I'm waiting to get some stuff from the family, and I'm probably going to say their last name wrong. I'm going to do my best not to say it wrong. His name was Eric Nelims. I think it's Nelims.
yes, all right.
His family watches us, follow me on Twitter. His birthday was on June 10th. I'm just going to share real quick in the chat their link tree. It has the Nelims. Okay, they have the flyer, the information about what happened on there. So please take a look there and share it. His, 9 days ago was a hard day for them, and I did send a message and check in, and so just share it around,
That
think about
family's
them.
they're so beautiful. Like I love them. I love them too.
Right, it's just like I knew what they were feeling on his birthday, and it's just I hate that it's unsolved, and I'm really hoping that there's been so many cold cases recently that are getting uh, answers, arrest. We just today, EquiSearch in Texas found a body that had been missing for 25 years, and they were able to arrest the victim's boyfriend. So I hope and pray that the same thing happens with this. There is a reward in that case, and we will be. I'm just going to share it one more time. We will eventually cover this in another episode. I'm just waiting on some stuff, and we're going to put together. Uh, and can you add a PayPal option? Maybe. I somebody asked me a long time ago what my PayPal was, and I kept saying that I'm going to add it, and I keep forgetting to do it. So maybe at some point I'll add it to my link tree. It's just like I know Raul thinks this too. It's like, of course, we can get monetary stuff from people, but like that's pretty low on our priority list. And as much as I appreciate when people, send donations or Cash App or coffee or whatever, I do very much appreciate it. But, I keep forgetting to do it because I'm not in it for the money. I'm not here to make money. I would love that. So, yeah, okay, everyone's telling us to add. Yeah, if they have a GoFundMe, donate to the families, if there's families out there that, definitely, I would rather y'all donate to a family's GoFundMe than to me directly. But, if I can't change what you all do, I'm not going to turn away money. Um, but I'm also, that's not why I'm here. So eventually I'll get to a PayPal, and Raul will try to remind me, and we'll try to remind each other. But I have every other thing on there, and that stuff's down at the bottom. Like at the very top is all the other stuff, and then at the very bottom of my link tree is the Cash App and all that stuff. So I just want to remind you guys again, I will be on my YouTube channel tomorrow morning at 6:45 a.m. Central, 7:45 Eastern. So I'm just sharing that link. Jersey Jen said, "We know you are not here for the money. Accept the blessing and use it as you choose." Okay, I mean, yeah, I think Raul and I both have a hard time with stuff like that because we know some people are in it for the money, and that's exactly what we're fighting against. So I think we have a hard time accepting, stuff from people. And I think I have an Amazon wish list that I made at some point, but I haven't added it to anything. Uh, if you guys really, really, really want to know who it is, if you send me a private message on Twitter, I might tell you. And if I don't tell you, it's nothing against you. I'm just really afraid to tell some people because I don't want drama with this particular person because they have caused so many issues with other people. But I might tell you. I might if you send me a message. Mary, I'll definitely tell you.
Mary probably figured it out already.
I think she figured it out too, and some of you probably could figure it out by some of the context clues that I've left. But yeah, I think you guys have an idea. But again, I want no beef. I have enough drama, enough stuff going on in my life, and this person clearly likes to cause problems.
Yeah, I have enough. I have a
Right.
fight I'm battling
Yeah,
right
and
now.
Raul, for whatever reason, this beautiful human keeps attracting trolls, and I don't understand
I got the
why.
best ones. I mean, they dedicate Facebook groups to me. They make videos about me. One puts on his stupid channel videos of him shirtless, boxing, and all of this shit. Like he's like, bro, fuck out of here.
And it's so ridiculous to me. And the only thing that I have to say to people that expend that much energy doing that, what have you done today to help humanity? What have you done today to make the world a better place? If you can't say anything, then I think you're, expending your energy in the wrong places. And yes, Kai said, I have no time for online drama anymore. Yep, me neither. I don't have the energy. Like, I literally don't have it. Like, yeah, we were just talking about how tired we are. I'm just feeling normal. I don't need. There's waves of stuff. There's going to be more stuff in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, CH wants to know what you're making for dinner.
I really didn't make anything much. I made a couple of burgers, and yes, they were bougie. And I made macaroni and cheese, but with truffle oil, so truffle mac and cheese.
Because they said love his self-proclaimed pretentious foodie label. So, the truffle oil, you had to put that in there.
It's the prerequisite pretentious condiment.
I almost bought truffle yesterday, but then I didn't because I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
You drizzle it on things. Like I drizzle it on homemade French fries, or I put it in homemade mashed potatoes, or lobster mac and cheese is just delicious. Oh my god, stop, stop.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm getting, that's the first time that I've been like hungry in a week because of
yeah,
my
and I'm
stomach
not.
hurting.
Yeah, and I haven't been cooking so much lately anyway. It's just I haven't been eating. My whole schedule has been upside down the last few weeks. But before we go any further and anybody else leaves the show, I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jessica. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Very much appreciate you. And I will be, like I said earlier, I will be on my channel in the morning, and I'm thinking of doing something on Kick tomorrow night because I'm not doing anything. I'm not going anywhere. So who more do I want to spend my time with than my online friends, right? So if you don't have Kick, sign up. You definitely want to get Kick. Um, Let me see. Where is my? Oh, I closed my link tree. Hold on. Oh, there it is. So here is my link tree. I have not set an appointment for my knee. Should I have? Absolutely. Should I have gone to the doctor already? Yes. But I will take care of everything and everybody else before myself. And I know that that's not the right thing to do. I've only had health insurance again for like 19 days. So I don't have a primary yet, so I have to go to urgent care to get it checked out. So that's on my list of things. It's just the copay. The copay is like, I don't know, 75 bucks, 80 bucks. Um, I'll get it checked out. It still hurts though. I can walk, so it's not like I'm not
Listen,
dying, so
listen
it's
to your
okay.
body when it whispers to you, and not when it's screaming at you.
Oh, it's already yelling at me.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I hope you guys can join me tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow night I'm hoping to finally do my DJ stuff again. It's been 6 months since I've done any DJ stuff, so hopefully see you guys on Kick. Make sure to go on my link tree and sign up. Um, but yeah, that's it. I've cried. We talked. I got it all out. I think we're good.
Yeah, you cried. I'm sitting here smiling the whole night. This bizarro world here.
Yeah, right.
But I'm welcome back, and it was an empty space without you, and I'm glad you're back.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be back, and I'm very glad to be here. And I love all you guys. I appreciate you so very much. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and again very soon next week here. And we'll be back with a normal episode, but definitely wanted to catch you up. I love you all, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.
Right.